Good for you. Then don't play something else. Play the U-boat. Play Hogwarts. Play anything else. You fucking cunt. Yo, dog, show me Hufflepuff headquarters.
Okay, pilots, let's get this job done.
One building another. Governor, please tell me, what are you going to do with the president right now?
We're getting the resources to help rebuild.
Why was there no water in the hydrants, Governor?
That's all literally.
Is it going to be different next time?
It has to be. Has to be. Of course.
What are you going to do?
I'm doing
To
everything
fill the
I can.
hydrants. I would fill them up personally, you know that.
I literally have.
I would fill up the hydrants myself.
I understand.
But would you do that?
I would do whatever I can.
But you're not. I see do you know there's water dripping over there, Governor?
Nice,
There's
dude.
water coming
Yeah,
out there.
I guess
You
it
can
is.
use it.
I appreciate it. I'm going to make the call to address everything I can right now, including making sure people
I'd
are
like
safe.
to make sure you do. Can I have an opportunity to at least tell people you're doing what you're saying you're doing? Could somebody have a contact? Can I have your contact information?
Right there.
What are the chances that lady voted for Gavin Newsom and voted for Gavin Newsom in the recall election when Gavin Newsom was recalled a couple years ago? What do you think are the chances? On a basic human level, it's impossible to not feel bad for this individual. She says her children goes to the school and that her house was burned down. That's the case for tens of thousands of Americans.
Oh.
And Gavin Newsom just straight up lies to her face. Oh, I'm on the phone. Joe Biden. Can't do anything about it. Sky News caught Gavin Newsom using a fake phone call to avoid a desperate mom and a victim of fires. He pretended to be on the phone with the president, and she caught him. His political career should be over. That's right. This was a fake phone call. You can see his phone. The phone's not calling Joe Biden. He's not on the phone at all. Gavin Newsom was just confronted by a woman.
Intersection
Tone burned out. He responded by pretending to be on a phone call with Joe Biden, and then made an escape. Fire victim confronted Gavin Newsom and demanded answers. He pretended to be trying to be calm. Oh man, I'm literally on the phone with the president right now. Listen, can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it. I'm sorry, I tried 5 times.
I'll be back.
Why isn't the president taking your call? What a shameless wrong. First off, it doesn't seem like Joe Biden is actually the person to be calling right now. I think that might be actually Gavin Newsom's problem, is that the president that he supported and campaigned for is obviously mentally gone completely. Fire away, says Joe Biden. No pun intended. This is what Joe Biden just said at the White House, like seconds ago. Fire away. When Joe Biden was in Los Angeles, here's what he did.
The good news is, I'm a great grandfather. I'm good today.
Joe Biden literally used the opportunity of Americans dying and losing everything to announce that he is a great grandfather. That there's good news. This is the good news. Don't worry, everything's great. Nation. Gavin Newsom, that's supposed to be the United States, ground in ashes. And Gavin Newsom should resign. It's all
the situation with the water, I was still in the Palisades, ran out last night in the hydrants. I saw a firefighter in this block. They left because they were going to water in the hydrant here.
The local folks are going to figure that out. I mean, just when you have a system that's not dissimilar to what we see in other extraordinarily large-scale fires, whether it be pipe, electricity, or whether it just be the complete overwhelm of the system. I mean, those hydrants are typical for 2 or 3 fires, maybe 1 fire. You have something at this scale, but again, that's going to be determined by the local.
Oh, the locals can figure it out. Largest state. Most important economically. Just me, it's just that you can't figure out how to get water into the fire hydrants. It's something that we've known how to do for 200 years. I just can't figure it out today. Some of the smartest and most sophisticated AI startups literally exist in California, but we have no water. We have firefighters who can't fight fires. Well, you get what you vote for. So, sorry. I hate this. My best piece of advice for you, lady, is put on the MAGA hat. And remember how you got into this predicament and how you can get out. I warned you about that. Kamala Harris, Karen Bass, because they didn't care about it. We warned you. So grow up. Reality. It's your boy Benny. I don't like seeing Americans treated as third-class citizens. I don't like seeing Americans who are subject to horrors, malfunction, dysfunction of the world. It's a privilege and a birthright, no matter who you are. California is a place that has a lot of problems. But we also believe, the senator disagreed with us, so I'm also going to present to you an enormous amount of evidence that these fires are not natural disasters. And the reason I'm going to do this, and the reason why I've been hammering at this at 6 a.m. this morning on X, is because they're gonna do the same thing. You're already starting to see it. They're gonna literally blame global warming on these fires, instead of their own woke DEI incompetence. They're going to blame the planet. What an unbelievable.
Okay.
What a despicable scapegoat. They're gonna say it's the planet's fault.
Oh, I guess you're
It's not
playing the
single
racing
party
game.
rule. Unified trifecta. California has had single party Democrat rule from the
Oh,
governor,
shit, dog.
the House,
Why'd you
and the
have to?
Senate for over 20 years. It's not us, they'll say. It's just the world. I'm already starting to see it. It's starting to make me very angry. And we have certified evidence that it's actually not global warming. That these fires are being set and started on purpose. The fires that are appearing make no sense. And also the confluence of idiotic policies and degenerate leadership that can't even answer basic questions or read URLs is quite literally to blame for this. righteous indignation when this was happening to the working class people of Lahaina in Maui. And the same thing is now happening here. And so you as an American should share that indignation. Let's get into this. I don't like this guy. This guy's like has the physiognomy of a sociopath. You ever heard this guy talk? This is a clip. Hey Alex, I don't know if we can. This is a clip of him saying, "It's not my fault." Anderson Cooper goes, "Why isn't there any water in the fire hydrants while all these homes are burning behind him?" And he's literally the "it's fine dog" meme. This is actually this is the everything's fine dog meme. He goes, "Not my fault. No, somebody else is gonna have to figure that out." This is the actual actions of a sociopath. California has been failed by two things. One, the idiot degeneracy of their leaders and their woke policies. And two, the destruction of California society, which doesn't create a society of high trust, creates a society of low trust, loneliness, and vagrancy. Listless and broken people doing listless and broken things. So I'm going to jump into a couple of things that I want to share about fires, and why I don't believe these fires happening naturally, because actually that's not what happens. A bunch of fires don't start all the time. Man, I saw this photo from last night of a helicopter flying over the Hollywood Hills, and I was like, no. This looks like intentional eco-terrorism. This is not natural, and it's beginning to look like eco-terrorism. This looks like someone's trying to take advantage of the incompetence and dysfunction in California. And then lo and behold, as I search the greater internet, I'm starting to notice that people of California are posting random fires that clearly have accelerants on them. Here's a dumpster that's burning next to a power line, next to a wooden power line. Somebody is clearly placing accelerant inside of the dumpster. Random citizen right here, not even verified, said, "I'm hearing the problem that people are thinking that it's arsonists or arsonists that are starting fires in the valley area.
Everything.
In bourbon. With my own eyes, I know that they are. I hope that all the fires are contained and put out by tomorrow. Please be safe." Here, ladies and gentlemen, is I don't know any of these people. This guy's in my timeline. My neighbor saw a small fire start at 5 o'clock above our house in the Hollywood Hills in Runyon Canyon. Hiking trip. I asked him what he thought was going on. The guy says, "Arson. There's no power line there. Somebody started this intentionally." Look what this dude has to see outside of his house. Here we go. There is an arsonist here in LA. May you be beaten unrecognizable for the pain you have caused. Except Henry says Henry Winkler. Henry Winkler. Like a pretty famous Hollywood actor. Saying there's an arsonist. Here's Andrew Huberman. Andrew Huberman is like deeply respected. Wellness dude. He's got a very successful podcast. Who follows me for all my fitness knowledge. Profound knowledge that comes from giant exploding beaches. With my kids. People are lighting fires in otherwise non-burning urban areas of LA. Saw this happen firsthand. 302 Pico Street in Santa Monica. Called it in, fire department responded. Stay safe out there. Call in activity ASAP. We don't need more flames out here. So here's Huberman. Again, this dude is like a doctor and a scientist. Like, this is...
Yeah. What happened, dog? Damn, dude. What time do you get on it? Which track was this? Was this the one that you were doing last time? Hmm.
Is probably the most credible person you could possibly have posting a video on the internet, posting his own video of what doesn't look like a bunch of homeless people. He says some of these people started the fire. Just zooming in on his video there. He says some of the people in the video actually, I watched them start the fire. These don't look like tweaking, degenerate, homeless vagrants.
Oh, fuck,
This looks like some type of sophisticated activity. What's the motive behind these arson attacks? I have no idea. But he says it's arson. So please be high IQ in this moment and recognize that what's going on here in LA is on purpose. Locals will fire your ass for this answer, okay? So I'm not above saying this is eco-terrorism. We've seen them do it before. We know that there are people who behave like terrorists that are currently in charge in Los Angeles and California. Here's Gavin Newsom saying, not my fault and not my job to fix the fire hydrants.
What is the situation with the water? Obviously, in the Palisades ran out last night in the hydrants. I was talking to the firefighter on this block. They left because there was no water in the hydrant here.
The local folks are trying to figure that out. I mean, just when you have a system that's not dissimilar to what we've seen in other extraordinarily large-scale fires, whether it be pipe, electricity, or whether it just be the complete overwhelm of the system. I mean,
Diddy and Harvey Weinstein came out,
maybe one
saved
fire.
the day.
You have something at this scale, but again, that's got to be determined by the local
folks. The local folks will figure it out. Let's go really quickly to the local folks here, shall we? I mean, let's look at what things look like locally here. I'm telling you, this looks worse than any war zone in Ukraine. This looks worse than any front line in Ukraine right now. What's going on with these fires? So proof that they're being set intentionally. They're causing hundreds of billions of dollars in damage. Insurance companies will go bankrupt trying to pay for this. There's no water in the fire hydrants.
North Korea.
And the mayor of LA, somebody named Karen Bass, has been on vacation in Africa. Vacation in Africa, you say? Why would somebody do that? It's like you clearly want the city to fail, and maybe she does. Let's make sure we have the video. Karen Bass. Let's look into Karen Bass. Who's Karen Bass? Karen Bass is like the final boss of DEI hiring. Karen Bass is somebody who's clearly and utterly low IQ. We have a clip to prove this. Actually, we have the URL, but let's just begin with that. Okay, here's Karen Bass trying to read a website. Okay, so let's start with you would assume that your leader, the leader of one of the biggest cities in America, would be at least have the intelligence to be able to read a website.
Right now, if you need help, emergency information, resources, and shelter is available. All of this can be found at URL. Los Angeles, together is how we will get through this.
Nuclear power plants in California.
You can find me at URL. Got it? She's the lady in charge. She was in Africa, by the way, vacationing, when there were already high incidents of fires and a high fire warning for her hometown, and she decided that was the time to go to Ghana. Why would she go to Ghana? Ghana is a tourism. Not a place you want to be found when your home nation is burning, but is that the bug or is that the feature for Karen Bass? You see, Karen Bass has a very strange history of wanting this country to burn, and she has terrorist associations in her background. Ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't believe it when I read this, and we checked it all out, and it's 100% true. Disgraced mayor of LA, Karen Bass, traveled to Cuba repeatedly, including with radical leftist groups that supported Castro's communist regime. She worshipped Fidel Castro, and she also praised him upon his death. Then she worked with the far left-wing militia group that bombed the United States Capitol. Yet she was allowed, through the Democrat Party organs, to rise to extreme prominence and power, be appointed to various boards, serve in Congress, and now is the mayor of LA. Here's a little bit of Karen Bass's Marxist backgrounds. I can't believe it's real, and here we are.
November 7, 1983. Remember this date, but first, let me introduce you to Karen Bass. Back in the 1970s, community activist Karen Bass went on at least 15 trips to Cuba, many with a group known as the Venceremos Brigade, a Marxist group started by the Castro regime to subvert American interests, weaken democracies, and spread communism around the world. Founded in 1969, the Venceremos Brigade organized trips to Cuba every year for half a century. They attracted the most radicalized and delusional segments of the American left, including overtly Maoist and pro-Soviet communist groups. In fact, a Los Angeles police investigator who infiltrated the group testified to Congress saying that to be a member of the brigade, you had to be confirmed as a Marxist-Leninist, as a brigadista, and then moving up the ranks to organizer for the Venceremos Brigade. Karen Bass visited Cuba every 6 months. Their mission? To radicalize young, impressionable American leftists in terrorist tactics and guerrilla warfare. Members of the Venceremos Brigade were even taught how to make bombs.
Jesus Christ!
Karen Bass admits, on her many pilgrimages to Cuba, she went to see Fidel Castro speak several times, even calling him charismatic, and upon his death, praised him, saying, "The passing of Commandant en Jefe is a great loss to the people of Cuba, even though the people of Cuba see him as a dictator who impoverished their island." Another group, the M19, took its belief in revolutionary anti-imperialism to extremes, violent extremes. The M19 was the first and only women-created and women-led domestic terrorist group. Since their founding in 1978, M19's tactics escalated from robbing armored trucks and abetting prison breaks to building their own explosives and carrying out terrorist bombings. From 1983 to 1984, M19 bombed an FBI office, the Israel Aircraft Industries building, the South African consulate in New York, DC's Fort McNair, and Navy Yard, which they bombed twice. But that wasn't enough for them. On the night of November 7, 1983, the M19 called the US Capitol switchboard and warned them to evacuate the building. Minutes later, the M19 bombed the north wing of the US Capitol. November 7, 2023 marks 40 years since the M19's bombing of the US Capitol. Members of the M19, like Susan Rosenberg, traveled to Cuba with and were radicalized by the Venceremos Brigade. The South Los Angeles Venceremos Brigade was led by Karen Bass, who is now mayor of Los Angeles.
Yo, like, is there an actual Marxist takeover? Like, McCarthy was right. Like, was there, like, an actual Marxist takeover in this country? Like, this is trying to bring this place down? So Karen Bass was, at the very least, allied with and or adjacent to the M19 terrorist group that bombed the U.S. Capitol, along with a bunch of other targets in there. How do people like this keep getting promoted through the Democrat Party ranks? How is it that eco-terrorists and literal Marxists, ISIS members, keep rising up through these ranks and getting leadership positions? There's something sickening and deeply dark and wrong about this party, and like now American people are suffering. We'll probably never get that. Try getting through the regulations of California. Like, have your house burned down in California. It's hard enough to like put up a post office box in front of your home. Like, you have to go through like 17 different federal organs in order to get that box up in a place like California. You're paying 17% income taxes. You are oppressed by every conceivable environmental regulation. Within an inch of your life, you are regulated, taxed, overburdened, and utterly oppressed by your federal government. these people will never be able to rebuild their homes again. Maybe in 100 years, they'll finally get the permitting to build these neighborhoods back. They'll never be made whole again. And their leaders are quite literally silent. Here's Karen Bass. We don't have to play the same whole thing because it's like so humiliating. Karen Bass, on her way back from her vacation in Africa, surprised it wasn't Cuba or North Korea, given her communist background, but here she is. At an airport, she's caught by a reporter. And Karen Bass stands there, looking totally stupefied, unspeaking, unflinching. As the reporter asks her questions, look at the glaze in her eyes. The indifference of these sickening people. It's demonic.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position? Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster? No apology for them? Do you think you should have been visiting Ghana while this was unfolding back home?
And then they run away. And she runs away. She gets followed by this reporter for another minute. The cold expression and glassy eyes of somebody who just doesn't. Indifference is possibly the most evil attribute you can have as a human being. It's what you see in the worst leaders throughout all time. It's not actual anger and rage, it's actually indifference to other humans' suffering. That's the signs of a sociopath. Somebody who's not indifferent is President Trump, who has called, as of this morning, for Gavin Newsom to resign. President Trump has officially thrown the gauntlet down and said, Gavin Newsom must resign. Here we are. One of the best and most beautiful parts of the United States, America, is burning to the ground in its ashes. Gavin Newsom should resign, and it's all his fault. President Trump going after also Karen Bass and subsequent. I can't move on without showing you this. David Muir, this charlatan, weasel, actor, is pinning back his rain jacket so that he looks more svelte on TV. You can see here clear as day from Zoom. You can see here clear as day. He has a pin on the back of his rain jacket. There he is. You can see the pin on the back of his rain jacket. This is a man who is allowed to host a debate with President Trump. People are literally being burned alive. Hundreds of billions of dollars of damage is being done. Hundreds of thousands of people have now fled their homes. And this twink is pinning his rain jacket back so that he looks slimmer in it. This is his concern. These are the people that we allow to interview our presidential candidates? No more. I'm telling you, no more. We have a pretty loud, and it's getting louder, and pretty important, and it's getting stronger voice in this ecosystem with the freedom movement. And I will speak until my voice cracks to say that people like this should never be allowed to ask questions of our candidates ever. This is the problem. The people who should be hosting presidential debates should be like Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, and Tucker Carlson. And of course, you remember what happened when David Muir fact-checked Donald Trump's internal dialogue. Donald Trump said he was joking about something, and David Muir was like, oh, it didn't sound like it. Among many other flaws, like not having any trained fact-check problem here. These people are despicable creatures. People are literally burning alive behind him, and all he cares about is that his rain jacket makes him sweat. Oh, they're sick. Oh, they're disgusting. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Biden also used this opportunity at the emergency center to announce that he's a great-grandfather. That's very, like, utterly inappropriate. I don't even want to play it for you. Makes me anger. And I want to get to the final reason why all of this is happening. The firefighters of LA have not only had their budgets cut by $18 million, but they've also been using their positions to attack white men, to attack meritocracy, to attack traditional toxic masculinity. You know, the kind of things that you need to fight fires. Like, if there's a man who's going to carry you from a burning building, better be a dude who can, like, lift you up over his head. That's how this works, actually. But this department, over and over and over again, has decided to not put firefighting and life-saving as its main objective, but political masquerades. And you can see that in video after video after video. The Los Angeles Fire Department created its first DEI bureau with Chief Christine Larson, who rakes in $400,000 a year leading the bureau. Her job is to root out bigotry in firefighters.
And that's kind of something that's to this guy.
There's too much firefighting actually going on, and not enough hurt feelings fighting. Better to pin all of our rain jackets back. What we need is tighter fitting rain jackets. I'll say this before we get to a very, very patient Crystal. I'm really excited to speak with who's a critic, professional movie reviewer in LA, knows LA better than almost anybody, knows the ecosystem, and who has had to evacuate his own house. I want to say this. What is happening is technically good. I have great empathy for people in Los Angeles, and I don't want the working class people in Los Angeles to have to suffer. I'm a Republican there, and they don't want this. Most people don't want this. And I think they'll get their chance for vengeance. Destroy people forever who cause this to happen. I've never seen so much rage online from like left-wing Hollywood celebrities. But I'll say this. I believe that these fires are burning something else to the ground. Far more evil than some of the building structures and some of the, or far more megalomaniacal than just a single individual politician. It is the overarching ecosystem of wokeness that is being torched to the ground. DEI is dying today, starting with the 2024 election, moving through the ISIS terror attacks, where you had like these obscene FBI agents with nose rings and no qualifications, like saying it wasn't a terror attack. I mean, it's like so humiliating. An 80-year-old police chief there in New Orleans. What the hell is going on? To these fires, everybody, the American public is no longer fooled. We will never again accept that you are somehow more qualified because of your skin color or who you like to have sex with. That's done. We've seen it kill enough people. We've seen it torch enough lives. We've seen it hurt enough people. We're no longer accepting that. Meritocracy and meritocracy only. If you want a job, show us the credentials. Show us you'll be able to do it. Show us you'll be able to do it well. And we just don't give a rat's ass about how much melanin you got in your skin or what you like to do in your bedroom on Saturday night. It doesn't matter to us. It's not only unqualifying, quite frankly, like that ideology is disqualifying.
Why the Product Safety Commission wants to ban this baseball bat-shaped flashlight. Big retailers already
What do you
banned
think
this
should
product.
happen
For the rest
to
of
Gavin
my days,
Newsom?
I'm always going to wonder what would have happened if I didn't have Bernie.
But you see what I'm saying? See how this all comes together? Have them focus on DEI, get a bunch of retards as firefighters, you know, put them in a classroom for hours to be focused on, you know, homosexuality and black people, you know, instead of actually doing what they need to do for containment, preemptive containment. Then some years will go by, and then we'll launch our operation. It'll all come together. No one will know what they're doing. The reservoirs are not filled. The firefighters will run out of water. There will be no preemptive containment anywhere, and they'll just start spreading everywhere. It'll take out all of those houses. Insurance companies, they'll pull their fire coverage on these houses. I haven't even gotten to that yet. I told you guys there's a lot of intel to go over tonight. I'll get to it.
They can't fucking get water right
And then
there.
conveniently, a land grab is right there. We can build our smart cities by 2028 like we wanted to. Own nothing and be happy, you stupid peasants. Yeah, that's why Kamala was installed. Same concept.
We are hosting our new employee orientation.
Of course. It's a black person! You know? Gays and blacks, that's all it ever is. Gays and blacks. Gays and blacks.
Teach our new employees for them to understand cultural competence, identify implicit and unconscious bias, and be aware of the importance of us having a diverse and inclusive workforce.
Diversity is important because different people bring different lenses.
Another black person! Lecturing all of us, you know what I mean? Lecturing all of us.
To their job. And those different ideas, those different lenses are important to have the best practices for our industry.
We have people who are from hazmat, we have dispatchers.
Oh, what a joke.
We have people that are responsible for financial management. We have our information management division, and also from human resources. So we have a variety of professionals that are receiving this training to teach people how to deal with conflict responsibly, how to have challenging conversations with those stereotypes. And so they learn more about cultural competence. And so we do this work with advanced equity.
Another black.
I welcome all of you in this room to join, whether you're LGBTQ+ or not, or you're just an ally, you have family members, anybody that's willing to engage and learn and grow from the opportunities that this experience has presented me with.
The Los Angeles County Fire Department will be recognized nationally and possibly
Oh, God.
as an
Imagine that. Imagine that. Look at these twig lesbians. These twig lesbian firefighters are going to come in and pick you up while you're in a burning building. Yeah, that's not happening. Okay? Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, we lick each other's vaginas, and we need daily checkups to make sure we don't have AIDS.
and possibly even globally as an agency that was very serious about diversity, equity, and inclusion and made some substantive changes so that everybody could feel safe and feel included.
On behalf of LA County Fire Department, we are so proud of our mission, which is to be proud protectors of life, the environment, and property. If you want more information about our department, please visit us at fire.lacounty.gov.
Now LA's on fire. DEI means die. DEI means die. When are people going to get that through their head? I know you guys get it, but you know. That's why these diversity hires are put there. That's what I'm saying. They're the fall guys. While everyone's like, it's DEI, they're incompetent, they're low IQ. Yes, but that's why they're put there. So when these people are running their operations for their land grabs, everyone's pointing the finger at them. It's beyond incompetence. That makes sense. These retard diversity hires, they're just puppets, just like Kamala Harris. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. James Woods was on Fox News with Laura Ingraham, I think tonight, I believe, completely ripping this DEI lesbian fire chief for focusing on DEI instead of keeping people safe from fires. Let's hear what James Woods had to say.
I think the highest taxes in the United States, if not New York, are kind of tied, or Illinois, but among the highest. No water in the hydrants. 17.6 million cut from the fire department. Karen Bass, a recent headline, I think you might have tweeted that out from the New York Post.
Yeah, and our new fire chief, has, and by the way, LA Fire Department is fantastic. The people, it's like the people who work for the federal government, so many of such good people, but the people in charge, she took over and she put on her bio that her priority, my highest priority, is inclusion, diversity, and equity. That is my priority. And somebody forgot to fill all the reservoirs, I guess, with water, because when I was getting smoke alarms, there was a fire truck parked in front of my house. But they couldn't pump any water because there was none, because they didn't put them in the reservoirs. Okay? And they were busy cutting, but it's the same we have with all the crime we have in our neighborhood, in Los Angeles. When we had that idiot Gascon, they just didn't care. Everybody was running loose. They were smashing places. You couldn't walk down the street.
A return to competent leadership. This may be a wake-up call. We're not trying to make this political, but when you can't get water and your homes are burning and you have people trapped in their homes who don't have the ability to walk out, that's a problem. That's a real problem that has to be solved. So James, I'm glad you were, I think you were the first one to actually put that out there last night.
Laura, with all due respect, if it is true that things were handled this way, if it is true that Gavin Newsom is the absolute blithering idiot that I believe he is in the way he has handled fire management in this state again and again and again and again, this isn't a wake-up call. This is the kind of thing they have tribunals for, where they try people and say, you had an oath of office to perform certain duties. When you're the fire chief, this isn't a social justice exercise that you're in charge of. This is you getting water to areas that need water because there are fires in 100-mile-an-hour winds burning houses to the ground. I watched on a ring.
Again, that's the idea. This is all to kill you. Depopulate, strip you of private home ownership, private land ownership. See, this is why you can't really watch Fox News, because Laura won't take it that far. Well, I guess this is just about, returning back to competence. Okay, normie. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what this is about, returning back to competence. The DEI hires are in place to get you killed, to depopulate the earth and depopulate Americans and kill Americans and land grabs and bring in this New World Order Antichrist agenda where you own nothing, you be happy, you have no private ownership, no land ownership, absolutely nothing, and they will kill you because they want to depopulate you so they have further control over the mass populations into the future. You're not going to hear that on Fox. That's why there's Drew Hernandez Live. Thank you. But anyways, let's let James continue.
There are fires in 100-mile-an-hour winds burning houses to the ground. I watched on a Ring camera a guy have to sit and watch his pet burn to death. Those things are issues of the heart when you watch a cherished little pet. Or, look, my home is a building. It was we worked 3 years putting the homes together. We loved our little house, but it means nothing compared to the 5 people who lost their lives.
James,
so, the wake-up call.
Yeah, I hear you, and again, we're going to learn a lot more about it. But you.
I hear you. This is why I can't watch Fox. You know what I mean? Laura Ingraham is like a robot or something. I hear you. We're gonna learn more. I guess this is about coming back to, competent. All right. not enough for me. James Woods was on CNN as well. This is viral. This has 1 million views right now.
I'm 77 years old now. I can't walk up the stairs. It's like Mount Everest there. It's like, pretty steep. So, it's just, I posted this on X, but Sarah was on with her 8-year-old niece last night. She came out. I'm sorry. Just, one day you're swimming at the pool and the next day it's all gone. And she came out with her little Yeti piggy bank for us to rebuild our house.
James Woods, I all hope that you will be able to rebuild your house, maybe starting with that little Yeti piggy bank. And we're just glad that you're okay and your wife is okay.
I'm sorry.
You have your life.
Right. Like CNN gives a damn. Please.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is real and it's raw. And you don't need, you know what? Strength is not measured by whether, you hold it fine or not. Strength is what you are doing now and helping your neighbors and shining a light on the great, amazing work of all those firefighters and emergency crews out there. You have so much strength, and we appreciate you coming on to reflect what so many others, just like you, are experiencing in that raw emotion right now. We wish you the best, you and your wife, as you rebuild your lives. So many people are doing that right now and trying to process what's going on. So, James, and also keep us posted on your 94-year-old neighbor and everything going there. We're going to continue to talk, and we wish you the very best. He's okay, yeah. That's an important message, and also there's this.
At least you have a piggy bank. CNN, dude. Right? CNN cares. CNN definitely cares, chat. CNN definitely cares. Okay, let's see. Man, I totally saved this for last. I don't know why I did that. I apologize, guys, but we're almost there. Wow, we have like 1,500 people watching us live. Awesome. 07's in the chat for all the riggas. Was good. Was good. Okay, I'm gonna get to this. Same video? That is the same video. Let's just go straight into this. California residents sound alarm after insurance companies removed fire protection in recent months. This is what really stuck out to me today in this entire situation. Because, insurance companies, they make those moves preemptively, especially if they know if something's about to go down. A woman speaking to ABC7 amid the ongoing Palisades fire disaster revealed her parents' home recently had its fire coverage removed by an insurance company after living at the home for 75 years. And James Woods as well, who lost his home, also stated a major insurance company canceled all policies in his neighborhood about 4 months ago. So, when people say, why do you think this is all strategic? Because of stuff like this. Speaking with the media, a local woman said her 90-year-old parents got canceled from their fire insurance, blaming the state of California for leaving tax-paying citizens without coverage. Well, yeah, because they are going to kill you. That's the point.
They're waving me down. Hi there. That's fine. You decided not to leave.
I know I'm not supposed to be here, but this is my parents' home.
I know the feeling.
And they just lost. They got canceled from their fire insurance. So they're dealing with this. They're 90 years old. And through the state of California, because of
You know, you don't really have to connect many dots in this situation. In my opinion, these are the only two dots you really got to connect. Follow the money.
California got canceled from their fire insurance. So they're dealing with this. They're 90 years old. And through the state of California, because of this, they're 90 years old. That they've lived in this house for 75 years, and they've had the same insurance, and these insurance people decided to cancel their fire. And we're going through this, and it just happened, and they have no fire insurance. So thank you, California insurance companies, supporting residents who pay taxes and love California. And they wonder why people leave California.
First and foremost, you did get your parents out safely.
I live in Sierra Madre, and my parents are in Sierra Madre, but...
And now you know that it is under evacuation as well, north of Sierra Madre Boulevard.
Yeah, I snuck here. You know, there's a will, there's a way. Probably shouldn't do it, but you know what? Under the circumstances, send me to jail. That's fine.
It is unbelievable what's happening here to the neighbors. Your parents' house is still standing. You had a hose. You're doing what you can.
I mean, I have a hose. It doesn't compare to these beloved neighbors that I've known.
What? Yeah, it's probably the algorithm.
Like I said, when you are watching insurance companies preemptively, okay, cancel insurance policies, were there refunds? I don't know. But especially when it's particular fire prevention or fire insurance for the destruction of your home via a fire, widespread fire, especially particularly in California, where living in these hills is pretty much mandatory, right? You know something is going on. You know that somebody knows something. And obviously with these insurance companies in connection with California state legislature and government officials knowing exactly what's preemptively going on or what preemptively may happen, one must ask the question, why are insurance companies in California canceling fire protection policies on many of these homes, particularly in this neighborhood? Well, one makes the conclusion because they know something's on the horizon. That's my conclusion. They know something's on the horizon, and they don't want to have to pay out what they may owe via a policy, because that is a huge payout. I showed you guys the pictures. Home after 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 home. That's billions of dollars. At least $1 billion in insurance policies. So, government mafia comes. Land grabs on the way. Tipping you off. Cancel the policy so you don't own any money. Government steps in. Land grab. Now they own it all. It's really easy for something that insanely deep and twisted to take place, especially in California. Absolutely crazy, right, on the surface level, but sounds about right. Not saying it's right, I'm just saying this sounds like what they do. Sounds like what they do. And James Woods responding to a post questioning whether or not insurance companies will treat victims better than the people who lost homes in the last year's Appalachia floods. James Woods wrote, actually, one of the major insurance companies canceled all the policies in our neighborhood about 4 months ago. So even James Woods himself directly responded to a post that questioned Los Angeles running out of water as 30,000 from Malibu to Celebrity Enclave Calabasas are ordered to evacuate wildfires. And so this post was questioning, looks like people panicking and end up blocking roads, wrecking, cars stacked up and abandoned. Doesn't look good for those who live there. I'm wondering if insurance companies will treat them better than those that got flooded out and lost their homes in East U.S. Appalachia. James Woods responded, and he confirmed as well that insurance companies preemptively canceled fire protection insurance policies. Scheduled termination. So they don't have to pay out millions, possibly over $1 billion in insurance policies for all of those multi-million-dollar homes. That, to me, is the number one red flag in this whole situation that is just sticking out to me like a sore thumb. Coordinated, 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 Preemptively planned. Preemptively planned. Insurance companies know. They pull out preemptively so they don't have to pay tens of millions of dollars in insurance policies to all these homeowners. Possibly. That's what it looks like to me. That's what it looks like to me. Let me know what you think in the live chat or the comment section below. Let's take a look at this report as well. Let's see.
They're waving me down. Hi there.
Oh no, this is the video we just watched, right? Yeah, we just watched this. Okay. We just watched this. Here is some more intel on X from X users researching the development. They canceled fire insurance on homeowners and then shut off the water. Massive cancellations of homeowners' fire coverage policies by insurance companies only weeks before the Palisades fire in SoCal. One of the major insurance companies canceled all the policies in our neighborhood about 4 months ago. Actor James Woods revealed that we just took a look at. Water reservoirs in LA were purposely left empty. People were left trapped and stranded to die without any help, just like what happened in Maui. What the hell is going on in Los Angeles? Depopulation. That's exactly what's going on in Los Angeles. And so, again, same reports, but this is exactly how they kill you off and murder you. Straight up. This is exactly how they do it. And save themselves the trouble from having to pay you out. So what the hell is even the point of insurance, in theory? But, in my opinion, it's preemptive. It is preemptive. Okay, let's see. Let me check my feed one last time. See if we have any updates. We covered that. Let's see. Okay, let's see. What is this? Adam Carolla. I want to get to the... Okay. Here is another viral video going viral currently on the situation in California. Let's see what this guy has to say.
Hey, look, just real quick, for all of you in California dealing with these wildfires, I want you to know that without a doubt, 100%, this is the fault of the Democrats you elected. Because there are 4 actions taken by the Democrats that are directly responsible for why you're enduring this wildfire. The first being your state stopped clearing the brush. They didn't want to spend state money anymore on maintaining and clearing the brush that starts these wildfires. And they figured they would save money by not doing it, and then after the wildfire, they would get federal funding to take care of all the emergency stuff. They have just decided that it's cheaper on the state to not prevent them from happening, and after they happen, use federal FEMA funds to take care of it. Reason number 2 was...
Yeah, and rebuild what they want to rebuild. That's Great Reset.
You're enduring these wildfires is your mayor in LA decided to cut firefighter funding by $17.5 million. Now, it's less than what she wanted to cut. She wanted to cut $23 million. But yeah, she cut $17.5. Oh, and she took that money plus an additional $4 million and spent it on taking care of illegal immigrants. See, the mayor of LA decided to spend $21.8 million taking care of those people. And she was able to get most of that money from the fire department. Lastly, our government has taken money from fire departments all throughout the United States and spent them fully equipping and fully funding 16 Ukrainian fire departments. Those fire departments have reported to international media that they are fully equipped and ready for any emergency. So if you're wondering why you're dealing with these wildfires, it's because your fucking state stopped clearing the brush, your mayor in LA cut $17.5 million of your funding and spent all that money on illegal immigrants, and all around the country we've taken money from fire departments to make sure Ukraine is fully equipped for any emergency. Thank God it's less than 2 weeks till we have to stop dealing with this dumb shit. Except for those
That's false.
of you in California, you reelected the Democrats, so enjoy that.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of retard progressive Californians, but you cannot argue with the data. After the 2024 election, California's red. All the counties went red, dude. The majority of the counties in Cali went red. I think California is sick of this. California's problem are rigged elections. That's the core issue going on here. And just like any other communist, authoritarian, occupied nation, land, state, whatever, the people don't want this, but it's forced upon their own will because they think they have elections, but they don't. And so until that changes, and I'm serious about this, California is cooked. You are going to get killed. You are going to die. Either some illegal alien comes, kills you, rapes you, or, you know, they set you up here with a so-called natural disaster, controlled demolition. Many ways these people can kill you. Many ways. And until elections are secured and they're turned around in California, you are living in California at your own risk. You have a higher chance of something like this going down in California and New York, some of these big blue so-called sanctuary states and cities, than you do in some that are more right-wing leaning. But I would argue California is dangerous to live in California because of stuff like this. Called California for a reason. But yeah. A lot of budget cuts, as he mentioned. Los Angeles Fire Department funding cut by Mayor Karen Bass by $17.6 million in 2024 and 2025 of the city budget. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass is facing criticism after it was revealed that she cut $17.6 million from the city's fire department budget for the 2024-25 fiscal year. The reduction, the second largest cut in the budget, has initially been proposed at $23 million, according to a report by the New York Post. LA City Controller Kenneth Mejia noted that budget cuts in October, with a graphic shared by the officials showing the $17.6 million cut to the fire department's budget, which was only outdone by a $21.4 million cut to street services. So that's why your infrastructure in California is, collapsed. According to Newsweek, Bass had proposed a $12.8 billion cut in the city's budget cut for the 2024-2025 fiscal year in April, and in June signed the budget. To me, this is not just incompetence. This is part of the controlled demolition. That's why they're put here. That's why they're put here. You can take a look at all the budget. It's a little too small to bring up, but a lot of people are looking at put here. That's why they're put here. You can take a look at all the budget. It's a little too small to bring up. A lot of people are looking at graphs as to where all the money's going. The resurfacing of the decision comes as All these wildfires are now going down. So massive budget cuts, all of the resources to fund fire prevention. Cut, focus on DEI, retardation, illegal aliens, right? And everyone but Americans. Everyone but Californians' lives, because the agenda is to depopulate and kill you. So they're just going to focus on homosexuals, black supremacy, illegal aliens. Nonsense that does not matter. And so all of your money, taxpayer, particularly California taxpayer money, all of your money is going to your own destruction. Because your elections are rigged. And if you still are voting progressive and Democrat, you're retarded, okay? You're just retarded at this point. If you are voting for your own destruction, you deserve to die, okay? Like, I'm just gonna be completely honest here. I'm gonna say it. If you are voting for your own destruction, you deserve to die, okay? I don't know what else to say. Especially at this point. So, you know. They're just taking your money and they're using it to kill you, okay? That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. And the LA Mayor Karen Bass was slammed for being in Ghana while her city burnt to the ground. She was hit with a massive backlash for being in Ghana attending the inauguration of the African country's new president. Stay in Africa. Stay in Africa, you woke black. Just go to Africa. Stay in Africa. Get the hell out of here. You hate America anyways. Stay in Ghana, okay? Stay in Ghana with your people, you know? Stay in Ghana with your people. And again, that's why they're installed. Kill you. That's why they're installed to kill you. Right on. And so she was inconvenienced to have to, I don't even know if she cut her trip short, honestly. But she was inconvenienced to come back and address her city. And when she got off the plane, would not respond to reporters as her city burnt down to the ground.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today?
That's why they're put here. They're just fall guys. That's it. They're just fall guys.
Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position? Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster?
Not a word.
No apology for them? Do you think you should have been visiting Ghana while this was unfolding back home?
I love how the airline let him in there.
Madam Mayor, let me ask you just again, have you anything
You're not allowed to just be in there and film, dude. You know what I mean?
to say to the citizens today as you return?
No. Hold on 1 second.
Madam Mayor, just a few words for the citizens today as you return to deal with the catastrophe.
Can you take this down?
David, as you say, she wasn't very keen to answer.
Of course, just like everything else. Just like Maui, North Carolina. The list goes on. All you get is their backs, not a damn word.
Any of your questions there. And fire chiefs are also admitting that they just don't have enough personnel to take out the fires.
Well, yeah, she cut the budget.
Yeah, they're fighting all sorts of...
It's just a bunch of lesbians. Just a bunch of DEI lesbian firefighters. Lesbian inferno.
They're talking about a water shortage.
Bunch of butch lesbians running around.
There are reports of fire hydrant failures. They've been unable to use firefighting aircraft for much of the day due to the smoke that is billowing ominously from the hills where the wildfires are raging. And I suppose despite that political storm, this is, of course, at its heart, a human story, because we've now 80,000 people evacuated. Tens of thousands of others are on standby to be evacuated.
Wow, so it's over 100K evacuated. That's nuts.
Lives have been lost in the Eaton fire, which is what's causing the consequence behind us. The city's iconic landscape almost shrouded completely by the smoke. And they're really just taking it one step at a time, hoping at some stage the wind's going to change direction or die down, and that they're going to be able to get this fire under control.
Well, if it's a weather weapon and they're controlling the wind, it's not going to stop. You know what I mean? If that's, what they're using, or if they are controlled lit fires, it's not going to stop. It's going to keep going for a few days. It's going to keep going for a few days. Let's see. And we covered a lot. W coverage, chat. W coverage. Lesbian sabotage. Lesbian sabotage. Oh yeah, this clip was pretty what is that it? Oh no, wait, hold on, I have another one. We're not done yet. Hold on, we're not done yet with this. This lesbian, or the mayor, woke black mayor, held a press conference. And how long did it go? Let's see. How long is that? A couple minutes. All right, let's watch this. Listen to this.
Good evening, everyone. I stand here today with incredible sympathy and concern about the devastation and the tragedy that our city and county are facing. And I definitely want to...
It is interesting that she just happened to be out of the country, too. Don't you find that a little weird? She just happened to be out of the country. Oh, I wasn't there. I wasn't there.
Send my condolences to the families who lost loved ones, to the families and neighborhoods who lost property. This fire...
And that could be a part of her setup, too, as a fall guy, as a patsy, right? She's incompetent. She wasn't even in the country. She should resign. She should resign. And all eyes are on that. And the story becomes incompetency rather than controlled demolition, right?
Firestorm is the big one in magnitude. Hurricane force winds.
What the hell is going on over here?
By rainstorms.
Look at this homo, dude. Look at this homo hand. What the hell is this?
But these are hurricane.
Look at this homosexual, dude. Look at this guy.
Force winds that are combined with extremely dry drought conditions.
Homo sign language, dude.
By context, at 10:20 a.m. yesterday, the Palisades fire was at 10 acres. 12 minutes later, it was at 200 acres. To those who fled their homes, especially those who have lost your homes, our hearts are breaking for you, and we stand with you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, your hearts are breaking. Okay. That's why you wouldn't say a damn thing at the airport, right?
I know the world is looking at images of our city's devastation. I have seen the front lines of the Palisades fire, and it is staggering. I've been in constant contact with our fire commanders, with county, state, and federal officials.
All the lesbians.
I took the fastest route
The lesbian fire brigade.
back, which included being on a military plane, which facilitated our communications. So I was able to be on the phone the entire time of the flight. We are fighting for you and everyone in Los Angeles. Thank you to our first responders who waited in the flames.
Oh, is that the lesbian fire chief? I just noticed it. Oh my gosh. Look at that dude. Look at this dude. Disgusting.
And got us to safety no matter how dangerous. And thank you to everyone who treated our warnings to evacuate. Tonight, more people may get evacuation orders, and if they do, please leave immediately. If you have an evacuation warning, get ready to go. Protect yourself and each other, and support our firefighters on the front lines. Our strategy included preparations and pre-deployment, and it now includes fire crews from around the state and from our federal partners. We are also adapting in real time. These winds continue to blow. So let me be clear. I am making sure that we leave no resource intact. Firefighters are now on scene from across the state and across the country. I spoke with President Biden today and Governor Newsom earlier today, and they assured me of full federal and state support. As we head into tonight, we are still facing strong and erratic winds. In Palisades and in Sylmar, we are very much in an active fire fight. I can report to you that the Woodland fire, however, in the Sepulveda Basin is under control. I can also report that mining, air operations have resumed, and that is a big deal, but it is up to the winds as to how long air support can continue. But these conditions are highly volatile. We've seen a devastating fire in the Pasadena area. Fires have sparked up in the Simi Valley on the LA and Ventura County line. And as our firefighters battle on the front lines, all of us must be vigilant. So if you receive an evacuation order, please leave immediately. If you receive a warning, get ready. Protect yourself and protect each other. And don't divert firefighters from our strategy. Signals are out and the roads have debris. So stay off the roads unless you are evacuating or have another emergency. Be prepared, food, water, medicine, a bag packed and ready. Again, this is an active situation.
Oh.
And conserve water to the extent that you can.
Wow, what a slap in the face. Conserve water to the extent that you... Oh, sorry, you don't have any because we didn't fill your reservoirs. Yeah, we dumped all your water. We've been screwing you. We haven't built the reservoirs that you all voted for. Yeah, you're going to die, but conserve the water that you have left. Go scoop it from the ground.
Want to make sure that we are ready if we need more water. But make no mistake, Los Angeles will rebuild stronger than ever.
2028 smart city.
Emergency information, resources, and shelter is available.
Oh, now you can be a prepper. Now it's not a conspiracy theory to be a theorist to be a prepper.
All of this can be found at URL. Los Angeles.
Yeah, she makes no sense. Leave, but you got to stay off the roads. What? Leave your home, but stay off the roads. What? Retard DEI hire. Some DEI hire wrote this for her to say, and she's not even really paying attention to what she's saying.
Together is how we will get through this. Through the heroism of our firefighters, the vigilance of Angelenos,
Heroicism.
and the spirit of
Some DEI hire wrote this for her to say, and she's not even really paying attention to what she's saying.
together is how we will get through this. Through the heroism of our firefighters, the vigilance of Angelenos,
Heroicism.
and the spirit of our city. This is a big moment, It is a big moment for all of us to come together, for Angelenos to be united, for Angelenos to be prepared to help each other. This is who we are. LA will rise and make no mistake. I am confident that we will rebuild. And with that, I would like to introduce LA County Board of Supervisors Chair,
Mayor, and I want to thank you for your leadership. I know when this first hit, we
That ain't a woman.
constant contact, so thank you for
That ain't a woman. Hold on, I think there was another clip. Let's see. Here it is. Right here. Well, a lesbian spoke too. Let's listen to that. Let's roast it. Let's roast this disgusting thing.
Thank you very much.
Whoa. What happened?
I missed it. Yes. I'll start over. So I just.
That was weird.
So I just want to announce very, very quickly that we have a new brush fire that has just broken out within the last 5 minutes in the Hollywood Hills.
Well, I have
Here in
gonorrhea.
Hollywood Canyon. I don't have a lot of information. I can tell you we're throwing all of our available resources at it as we speak. I have seen active water drops as we speak. As we have more information, we'll disseminate this to all of you. But I'm going to go ahead and excuse myself so we can go ahead and start to strategize and move towards mitigating this additional major emergency in the city. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Chief, very much for that information and for your cooperation. And I just have to say that Los Angeles, as a region, as a county, as a city, we will get through this. We will stay together. We will be strong. We will make it through these next several days, and then we will begin the recovery period. And let me just say that the reason I'm so confident in that is, one, because of my faith in Angelenos, period, but also because of the leadership that is here. You see every level of government working together, as you have on several occasions over the last couple of years. And I think, I just remember 2 years ago when we were here for a first ever weather event in Los Angeles, a potential hurricane. And I think we all understand in our city that due to climate change, we're going to continue to see very unusual weather events.
There it is. There it is. So this will justify lockdowns and policy and rebuilding, and it's all climate change. It's all climate change related. It's all climate change related. There it is. There it is.
And this is a historic event considering the strength of the winds. I also want to acknowledge that we're joined here by the head of the firefighter union, United Firefighters of Los Angeles City, Freddie Escobar. Thank you, and please give our regards to the men and women of the firefighters who have kept us safe and who have saved lives. I will open it up for questions now. Oh, by the way, let me acknowledge, too, that we have a number of members who are general managers of various departments, should you have a specific question.
First question is Tom, and then to Dave. Thanks, Madam Mayor. Question about the water supply issue. I know this is unprecedented in so many ways, and right now there's a lot of raw emotions about what's happened. But for residents who are angry and even perhaps blaming the city for not having enough water supply, I'm curious what your response to that would be.
Sure. Well, let me make a comment, but then I would also invite up our general manager from the DWP. So as I just mentioned, you know, this is an absolutely unprecedented event. It has been many, many years since we've faced this strong winds. So the water pressure dropped as a result of the massive need to fight this unprecedented incident. Water remains available in the Palisades through hydrants, but also through water tankers that have been deployed. Claims that the tanks weren't full are false. On Monday evening,
So the firefighters on radio, they're just lying, right? They're just lying. See what these people do? They're false. They're false.
all available water tanks were filled before the fire. DWP
The
is
firefighters are literally on radio communications, indicating they are out of water, empty tanks. You can hear the hydrants blowing out air.
standing by to refill those tanks immediately when it's possible. DWP and LAFD are both managing water resources together from the command center. And just let me say that when you have events like this, as you
Gaslighting.
mentioned, where emotions are high, I mean, so many people have been affected. Our families, our friends have been affected, and it's easy to get caught up in information that is not accurate, which is the reason why we do press conferences affected the fire. Monday evening, all available water tanks were filled before the fire.
Filled before the fire. Interesting choice of words.
Monday evening, all available water tanks were filled before the fire. DWP is standing by to refill those tanks immediately when it's possible. DWP and LAFD are both
Standing by to refill the tanks. Who's going to get up there? It's incinerated. It's so ridiculous. So retarded. It's already all leveled. It's scorched earth. Everything's gone. They're standing by to refill the tanks. It's all great. It's all great. It's all great. You know, they're standing by.
managing water resources together from the command center. And just let me say that when you have events like this, as you mentioned, where emotions are high, I mean, so many people have been affected. Our families, our friends have been affected, and it's easy to get caught up in information that is not accurate, which is the reason why we do press conferences exactly like this, because we want people to have accurate information. And I think most of us know that the internet is not always the best place to get accurate information.
Yeah, you have all the accurate information when you've been in Africa, you stupid woke black. You have all the accurate information when you've been in Africa. While people in Los Angeles are dying, losing their pets, losing their homes, losing their entire lives, but you have the accurate information. Not the firefighter radio communications that the whole world has already heard. No, you have the accurate information coming from Africa, you stupid woke black. It's just gaslighting. That's all it is.
So is that what you tell me? Give you more specific information.
Thank you, Mayor. And I will second your comments. We did fill all three.
At Harbor Freight, we do business differently from the other guys.
At Harbor Freight. Whoops.
Council President Marquise Harris Dawson and Council Member Imelda Padilla. Also, 80% fire hydrants with water. If you want accurate information, notify LA.org. Dave?
In addition to the concerns about water pressure, there have also been criticisms from Rick Caruso, who said that there was insufficient brush clearance by the city and county, from others who pointed out that the fire department had seen a reduction in its budget last spring, and that you were overseas when you should have been here. And I'm wondering, do any of these claims hit the mark? And if not, what is the real story?
Well, let me just say that we are actively fighting this fire, and this is a time for vigilance and action, not speculation. This is a time for Angelenos to come together, united.
Yeah. Shut down your brain and don't ask any questions. Yeah, shut down your brain. Don't ask any questions. Just participate in the chaos, okay? That's what she's saying here.
Protect themselves and their families and also each other. So what we are seeing is the result of 8 months of negligible rain and winds that have not been seen in LA in at least 14 years. It's a deadly combination, and I've been in constant contact with our fire commanders on the ground and our partners at every level of government. I've spoken to President Biden, President Biden's Chief of Staff, Secretary Mayorkas from Homeland Security, Secretary Todman from Housing and Urban Development.
Oh, so we're in good hands. We're in good hands, Los Angeles.
Senator Padilla, Governor Newsom. This is going to be an effort of all of us coming together, and we have to resist any effort to pull us apart. In terms of my flight home, I was on a military flight, as I mentioned, which allowed me to be in constant communication. I was on the phone, on the plane, almost every hour of the flight. So although I was not physically here, I was in contact with many of the individuals that are standing here throughout the entire time. When my flight landed, immediately went to the fire zone and saw what happened in the Pacific Palisades. Thank you. I did have access to information. Thank you.
Not even paying attention to the question.
Well, I am confident that it did not. I will call up the representative from the fire department to address that. But I will also say that within this fiscal year, LAFD actually would go above what
Look at this homo sign language guy, dude. Even his sign language is gay, dude.
Good evening, Jacob Robbie, PIO. So when we discussed, as the fire chief discussed earlier,
All these gays. It's just gay after gay after gay, dude.
any fire department, even our size,
fiscal year, LAFD actually
Where's that maybe I missed it, but there was a viral clip of this retard. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Who posted it? Was it let me see. Homo sign language guy, dude. Is this it? Or did we already see this?
Right now, if you need help, emergency information, resources, and shelter is available. All of this can be found at URL. Los Angeles, together is how we will get through this. Through the heroism of our firefighters, the vigilance.
All of this can be found at URL. Retard woke black DEI hire. There you go, LA. There you go. We love LA. We love it.
Right now, if you need help, emergency information, resources, and shelter is available. All of this can be found at URL. Los Angeles, together is how we will get through this. Through the heroism of our firefighters, the vigilance. Right now, if you need help, emergency information, resources, and shelter is available. All of this can be found at URL.
Oh my god, dude. All of this can be found at URL. URL. Man. That was a lot of intel, man. That was a lot of intel. Right? Okay, so there's some new viral footage that just came across my desk, I guess. This was posted like 20 minutes ago. Check this out. This is going viral on X. People are lighting fires in otherwise non-burning urban areas of LA. Eyewitness says, saw this happen firsthand on 302 Pico in Santa Monica. Called it in, and fire department and police responded. Stay safe and call in any activity ASAP. We don't need more flames out here. Uh-oh, is there footage of these fire starters? Whoa.
We're at 302 Pico, and people are lighting fires now. You can see they lit a fire. These guys, not all the people there, but some of those guys lit that fire, and they're actually, the trees caught fire, and then the palms are catching fire, so civilians are now lighting fires.
Well, who are these civilians? Who are they working for? Have they been paid off? That's what I'm talking about. There it is. Arsonists caught on film in California starting fires.
Civilians are now lighting fires down in football flats around Santa Monica, Venice. So be safe out there. Fire department's been dispatched. We don't have enough water to put this thing out.
I mean, yeah, we've seen footage of homeless people lighting fires, but these people don't look homeless. Damn. There you have it. And there you have it. Yeah, this is going viral right now. Elon Musk just responded to it. There it is. There it is. Arsonists caught on camera in Santa Monica. That's breaking all over X right now. All over X. These fires are everywhere. This is my favorite clip of the this is my favorite clip of the night. We gotta watch this again, man. This is stupid.
Yes, I can hear you. So the family with the poor little girl who was. Say that again.
Why is there a fire happening right now?
There are multiple fires that are taking place. Yeah. Yeah.
The news though, you're supposed to know.
Well, I don't know how it started. We don't know how it started. There, you know,
I think
winds.
It's all the gay people in LA.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
We got the
unacceptable. Gina, yes, I can hear you. So the family with the poor little girl who was.
It's all the gays, man.
Why is there a fire happening right now?
There are multiple fires that are taking place. Yeah.
I think it's because all the gay people in LA, man.
You're supposed to know.
Well, I don't know how it started. We don't know how it started. There, you know,
I think
winds.
It's all the gay people in LA.
Okay, we got the
Unacceptable.
I think it's because all the gay people in LA. In LA. All the gay people in LA. Oh, that was good, man. That was good. That was good. That was my favorite clip of the night, man. Yep. Okay, hold on. What is this? Is this... Okay. All right. I think this is as up to date as possible. Map of Los Angeles, California, showing Cali CAL FIRE evacuation orders and warnings as of January 9th, 2025. And here is, at the time of this recording, where all the massive fires are currently at. Look at all that. This is definitely coordinated, dude, for sure. Especially now after that footage we just saw. Arsonists. That is huge. Evacuation order. Evacuation warning. The fires are in all these massive regions. So now the looters, the riggers know where to go so they can go steal. They can go steal from Californians. Yeah. All the riggers can mobilize. Mobilized riggers. Activated riggers. Activated riggers. All right. That was a lot of intel, chat. Wow, if you're just tuning in for the very first time, subscribe to the channel, hit that follow button. Smash that like button. Let's get those numbers way, way, way up. Hit the bell notification so you get notified anytime and every time I go live. Copy the link, share this everywhere. I want to go to the chat. I want to interact with my riggers in the chat. Let's take a look at some Rumble rants.